Hi guys, it's Nelly again here, and it's been about a month or so since I posted my last video called I'm going to Gen Con 2012, and I still am, and I thought I would make these a series of videos where I discuss all the preparations that I go through to take this trip. I'm sure that I'm not the only person going to Gen Con 2012 from abroad, from outside of America, so and yeah, I've had obviously various different difficulties in trying to get myself to Gen Con because first of all I'm traveling all the way to America. I don't know how the system works. I've never been to Gen Con, and maybe other people will find it helpful how the whole system works, and yeah, I hope that works for everyone. So this one is called Getting Organized for Gen Con. Doing all the things that are absolutely necessary to be able to get to Gen Con, and yeah, just to get there basically. The first thing is to get your Gen Con badge. Most important thing is to actually have your registration done and over with, and Gen Con runs from the 16th to the 19th of August this year, and badges actually went on sale on the, let me see, the 29th of January. And I think I paid $80 for the 4-day ticket. You can also buy individual days. I'm not sure how much they cost. As far as I know, they don't really sell out. You can still get badges at the actual event, but prices will go up as we get closer to the convention. I bought them on the, I don't know, sometime in February, I believe, and that was still considered pre-registration. What happens then is that on the 31st of January this year, hotel bookings opened up, and Gen Con has this thing called Gen Con housing, and from what I gather is that they book up all the hotels that are close by to the convention, and they then are able to book these out to all the guests coming to Gen Con. There's several hotels that are actually directly connected to the convention center, including the Westin and the Marriott. Housing fills up really quickly. Really quickly. By the time that I bought my ticket in early February, there was no more housing left. Not anywhere, not in downtown, which is right near the convention center. And what me and my friend wanted is to stay as close as possible, if not actually connected to the convention center. So we were really disappointed at first. We thought we'd blown everything. We would have to give up and just take whatever we got further away from the convention center and maybe get public transport to the convention every day, which kind of sucked. So what we did instead is we got onto the waiting list at housing, which means that if anybody cancels their booking that they've made at any of the hotels that we nominated, that we would get that booking straight away. And we did. We managed to get something connected to the convention center, which is great, and the price isn't too bad either. I think we're paying about $180 each per night for our own double beds in one room. So I thought that was really good. I think housing organizes the rooms so that they're actually cheaper than they would have been had you booked your rooms directly with a hotel, but I'm not sure about that. I might need to look into that a bit further. But if you're planning to go to Gen Con, try and get your housing organized as soon as housing opens up. Put in your favorite hotel, and hopefully that's the hotel you'll get. Let me see. Oh yeah, you can't get onto the housing list unless you've already bought your pre-registration or your registration tickets, your badges for Gen Con. You'll get a housing code as soon as you buy the badges, and you will then give housing that code, and then they'll put you on the list for whatever hotel that you want to get into. The other thing to remember is when you buy your badges, if you're not living inside the United States, you don't have an option except to have the item, the actual badges or registration pack posted out to you. You actually have to go to something called Will Call when the convention opens up. So will call, I think, is on the 16th or the 15th. It's on the Wednesday. Yeah, that must be the 15th of August. I think it's at noon, and it lasts all the way through the convention. And it's just the place where you pick up your tickets for your events, as well as your registration badges and all the information that you need. If you're within the US, you have the option of having that posted out to you. So we're going to have to queue up and get those on the 15th, unfortunately. The next thing that we did was organize our flights, because at that stage we knew where we were staying. We had gotten our registration tickets, and we knew where will call and when will call was. So the next step is to organize our flights, which was fairly standard. I mean, we just went down to several different travel sites and sites comparing flights, Expedia and all the like, and we found flights, I think, for something like $500 to $600 return to JFK. So that's really good. That's a fairly standard part of your organization that you're gonna have to do. I assume the earlier that you organize and buy your flights, the cheaper that they're gonna be. But obviously look around, try and get the cheapest deal that you possibly can. Oh, the website where you're gonna actually have to buy your registration badges. I should have mentioned this earlier. To find out anything that you need to know about Gen Con, to register for the 4 days, to get your badges, all that, you're going to need to go to www.gencon.com and then click on the indie section of it, and you're able to register and buy your badges there, as well as all the information about transport, housing, everything's there. So that was the main bits that we had to organize. That's what we had to get done up until this point. Individual events that are run at Gen Con, official ones, have to be registered for as well, and that opens up on the 20th of May. Registration for those opens up, and I assume what's going to happen is that we're given a list of all the events that are going to be on, that people are running, and then on the 20th of May we have to apply for them. From what I can gather, not most, but a lot of events, especially the really popular ones, run out within seconds of the actual registration for events to open up. So so if you really want to get into an event, put it top of your list, make sure that you press that button to submit your registration for the event as soon as it opens up, and hopefully then you'll be first on the list to sign up for that event. So that's on the 20th of May. So that's all the events. And events include RPGs, LARPs, dance classes, weaving, crocheting, loads and loads of things. And not everything completely fills up all the time, so there's going to be chances for you to sign up for events even after the 20th of May. Not everything books up fully on day one. You might have a few open slots left after you've registered, and if you fancy anything else, you can add on to your schedule then. What I found really helpful in terms of all the small things, trying to get organized with all the little tiny things, such as how do I get from the airport to Indianapolis, how do I get to my hotel, what hotel is the best hotel, what games are going to be run that I might like, if I could suggest events that I like other people to run. I found the Gen Con community forum to be extremely helpful. Everybody there is there to help, and we're all in the same boat. We all want to have a really good time, and those guys are really there to make sure that everyone is going to have a good time. And they've helped me so much, especially I think I threw up a question there about mobile phones. As far as I know, my phone's not going to be working out there, and there's so many people that commented saying, oh, you can get cheap throwaway phones at the airport. I could borrow their older phones. I could get a prepaid phone from Virgin Phones, I think is what they called it. And so much different advice was there, just for something very silly and small. As well as that, I threw up some questions about certain games I would like to play at Gen Con. And people had never considered playing those games before, so they said that they might run one or two of those. So really, anything goes. You know, they're all there to help. And yeah, they've been extremely helpful for me. Any questions I've had several people answer those, and I think I've made some good friends on that forum. And the people on that forum sometimes run events before Gen Con starts. I think on the 14th and 15th you can find some of the groups from the forum running their own events, own games, things like RPGs, LARPs, and things like that. They all arrive in Indy a couple of days early, and then they get organised and play their own games. You can register for those events separately on the forum. But it's a really nice way to get to know people before Gen Con starts, build a smaller community, know people, recognise people, and I think for myself and my friends that's going with me, that's going to be really important, because we really want to meet new people. And we're afraid that because we're going to Gen Con together, we don't know America, we've not really been to America, that we would just stick together the whole time, which is fine, but we would really love to meet new people, make some new friends. My hair's stupid. Make some new friends, and yeah, have a really good time. So let me see. The other advice that I've been given is to not buy your food directly in Gen Con if you possibly can. I've been advised that a bottle of Diet Coke is about $4 or $4.50. That's really expensive, so you know, carry around a bottle of water. Apparently there's water fountains, you can fill them up for free, and if possible, bring snacks with you at Gen Con, things like that. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's all the main organisation done. First thing is organise your registration for your tickets, pre-reg, on the 29th of January. On the 31st of January, get housing as soon as you can. Get your hotel organised. Get your flights organised to America. On 20th of May, register for your events. Before that, obviously figure out what events you might want to do, and then register for them. And then obviously go to Gen Con on the 16th to 19th of August, and hop into the forum if you can and say hello and ask your questions. If you have any questions, ask them. Anybody there is definitely willing and able to help you out. And that's it. If you have any other advice for me at all, please comment and let me know. If you have anything that you want to ask me about, any questions that you have, anything you want me to talk about in my next video, again, please let me know, comment below. But I think the next video is again myself getting organised for Gen Con. What am I bringing with me, and any more advice that I can stumble upon on the way, you know, maybe in the next month or two. I'll definitely include it in that video. But hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see you all at Gen Con if you're going this year. And if you see me, come over to me and say hello. I don't bite. And if you're not going this year but are thinking about going next year and you have questions, ask me. Definitely ask me. I'm sure there's things I'm missing here. So I'd be glad to hear from all of you. Signing off from Ireland, Nelly. Bye.